Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. It's the 5th day of January 2024. I hope you're all safe and healthy today, that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who, along with the first responders every day, are saving lives. And those also who pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Victims also of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography and child pornography, human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on those who profit from these things. And double curses on the pervert that makes this heinous and ugly industry possible. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children in the streets, mostly seniors coming more and more, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Big game tonight in Philadelphia. The New York Knicks are taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers are 23-10 right now. Actually, they might be better than that. They're at least 23-10. Let's see. Yeah, 23-10 right now, Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is the reigning MVP. But aside from that, I thought last year the Joker played better and should have been the MVP again. But this year, Joel Embiid is playing even better than he did last year when he won the MVP. He's averaging 35 and 12. 35 points and 12 boards a game. Joel Embiid is 7 feet tall. He weighs 280 pounds. So he is a load on the low block. A load. And if you happen to be able to double team him, he can pass the ball out of the double team excellently. He also can hit the three. Joel Embiid is a superstar, a stud, a guy that, Knicks Nation would not mind having. But he has gotten hurt a few times. He has been injured, He has been injured a few times. He does sometimes have, leg injuries. Now, him and Joker are very similar when you stack them up. Big, husky dudes that can shoot the three, that can pass out of a double team, that are tough on a low block. Both of them are like that. Embiid is more athletic than the Joker. The Joker is more skilled than Embiid, in my opinion. The Joker is more skilled in those areas, but Embiid is more athletic than the Joker. And so both of them are ridiculous. And so here tonight, and this is the thing, without Embiid, the Sixers are not even a playoff team. I like Paul Reed. He's a nice backup to Joel Embiid. But if they had to depend on Paul Reed, they'd be in the lottery. That's how good Joel Embiid is. That's what a guy like that does. And so and the thing about Embiid is generally, like when you look at the teams formed around Kyrie Irving or around Kevin Durant or around LeBron, because of the cost of those players, generally speaking, you get a bunch of minimal salary players, a bunch of them, and young players, and you're hoping you put it together. The good thing about Philly is that they had Tobias Harris. They've had him for I think they've had him before Joel Embiid ever really started playing with them, because Joel Embiid was hurt for like his first 2 seasons with foot injury. But they got a veteran, solid, professional level power forward in Tobias Harris. They drafted Tyrese Maxey late in the first round, the same draft they got quickly to the Knicks, and Maxey has been a revelation. I liked him in Kentucky. He plays 2 sides of the basketball. He's dynamic, he's quick, he's fast, he can shoot, all of that. So you really do have a big 3 in Philly. You do have a big 3 in Philly. And the thing is that with Tobias Harris, Maxey, and Embiid, you went and got DeAnthony Melton from Memphis. That was an excellent low-key move. Defensive guy that can also hit an open shot. Then they got Paul Reed, I mentioned, a young guy. They got him off the bench now. And then you got a bunch of vets on your bench. Pat Beverly, Kelly Oubre, Nicholas Batum, and Mook. We know Mook. He used to be a Knick, one of our, a lot of fan favorites, and they got nice veteran help coming off the bench. And they got Robert Covington as well. They also got Mo Bamba. I'm not as enthused about Bamba as I once was, but the rest of those guys can play. And then they're bringing along a young guy that I liked since he was in high school a couple of years ago. He played 1 year at Tennessee, Jaden Springer. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think eventually he's going to play beside Maxey. Eventually, they're grooming him. He's only like 20 years old right now. He came out when he was 18. He's a young dude. So 2021. So he's going to eventually, you don't know about him yet, but he's good. So they got a nice squad, and I guess what I'm saying is there's a combination of getting the superstar, which they drafted, which helps. He didn't come as a free agent, and building around him with young players and then veterans. So they got the nice mix. This, somebody was talking about how, one of my subscribers was talking about how that Woj mentioned that a disgruntled superstar that's tired of losing or wants to win a chip, might be available for the Knicks later. I think that's Joel Embiid. With this team, the way Embiid is playing, if they do not get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, you might hear some noise from Joel Embiid because they really have everything. They got this combination, like I said, the vets on the bench. Joel Embiid is playing the best basketball that I've ever seen him play. And then Tyrese Maxey's, again, an up-and-coming star. And then you got, like I said, you got a nice pieces around that with the Tobias Harris. So they should, to me, I really like Philly just as good or better than Boston and Milwaukee because of this balance, and they got the continuity now. So does Boston, but Boston gave away, well, should I say, traded away some very important pieces to get Kristaps Porzingis, and Kristaps Porzingis' health, as we know, is not necessarily something we can guarantee. And then, of course, with Milwaukee, with Dame Dollar and Giannis, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still questioning the defense for the playoffs. Now, they got tremendous defense aside from Dame Dollar because, you got the front line of Lopez and Middleton, and then, of course, you got Malik Beasley there. So, and they got a pretty solid bench. So they do have great defense of players around, and Malik Beasley playing a career year also on the defensive end and offensive end. So they also looking good. So all of them are tough, but I think my point to you is saying all this is if Joel Embiid doesn't get past the second round this year, you might hear some noise next summer. Not now, next summer. Okay? And that's why that brings me to first let's finish this point. So the Knicks tonight have a tough assignment, but they could win the game. The addition of OG Anunoby has helped on both ends. On the offensive end of the floor, they have to keep honest on Jew. And there is nobody. Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, nobody on Philly that can guard Julius Randle one-on-one. Nobody. So if they have to respect OG, and if OG has been knocking down his threes today, which is entirely possible as he's a 40% three-point shooter, we got a good shot offensively. And that's not even talking about Brunson. So this is the thing. I have to be honest, I like Maxey against Brunson because Maxey can play some very high-level defense. Very high level. Him and IQ both. But Maxey, to me, I like out of Kentucky a little bit better on defensive end. And that's saying something because Quick can play defense. So Brunson may have a hard road to hoe today. But Dante hits open shots. OG hits open shots. And today, I want to see Mobb Deep, led by Deuce. And Tibbs mentioned he got to get Deuce going. I want to see them come out. And it ain't about confidence in terms of being able to know you can play in the league. They just need minutes. Can we get 20 minutes for them today? That's the key. So this is all going to be key. And of course, the Knicks, since the removal of RJ, and again, I'm not trying to break on RJ. I still think RJ is going to be a player, but he just did not fit on this team. And with his removal and OG's insertion, the ball is moving. The ball is moving. And the thing is, they got 29 assists the last game against the Bulls, and it didn't even look like they was making a concerted effort. They were just naturally in the flow. So the ball, if they keep doing that, I think we got a good shot. Okay, we got a good shot. Now here's the key. If they beat Philly today, I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Knicks beat Philly today, Knicks have had a number of 3-game winning streaks this year, never a 4. If they beat Philly today, they'll be on one their third straight, and they got Washington tomorrow in Washington. I'm gonna tell you though, if the Knicks could beat Philly tonight, you might see a small run, 4 or 5 game winning streak. If they could beat Philly tonight, okay, big game. So this is very big. Now let me touch base on the Quentin Grimes disrespect campaign that's going on. Knicks Nation can be some of the ugliest fans in all of pro basketball. Some of them. And the reason is such situation like this, crap like this. So you see a DeJounte Murray available. And your first thought is just, let's go get him. Whatever it takes, let's go get him. I like Grimes, but let's go get him. See, me, I'm always privy, always favorable to the guys that the Knicks drafted. Always. I don't care if it's DeJounte Murray. Okay? Not only that, they're going Dante DiVincenzo is playing his tail off at the 2 guard spot right now. I hope they don't do this deal. I hope they don't do it. I hope the Don waits for 2 reasons. Number one, I'm in Grimes high. And I'm liking Grimes as the future. Okay? I'm not in a hurry to throw everything away for one guy right now. Grimes and Dante, they doing their thing. And Grimes is about to do more with Deuce now, as soon as they get them consistent minutes. Number 2, I mentioned Joel Embiid. You can't have everything, Knicks Nation. And Joel Embiid, if he became available, if he wanted a trade, the Knicks are in a favorable position with the draft capital and young talent to talk about him. And so I don't want to do this deal with DeJounte Murray. I understand y'all tripping. I understand DeJounte Murray's a really good player. I'm not going to deny that. He is. I'm not joking. He could play. DeJounte Murray could ball. Okay, but I'm Grimes high. I'm not gonna be dissing and disrespecting my guy because the next pretty girl is available. Some of y'all just really sickening in that you too quick to diss your own players, man. So just let it be known. So when you come on my channel with all this, hype about it's DeJounte Murray time, don't be surprised if I give you a cold shoulder. Because to me, when you hyping DeJounte, you dissing Grimes, and I ain't dissing my boy. So. Anyhow, y'all enjoy your Friday. I hope the Knicks win tonight. Shalom.